So slavery was God's mercy.
Do black people think that the enslaved people jumped from the ships to escape God's mercy? What's that famous Michael B. Jordan quote from Black Panther?
Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Y'all give the same energy as those women who regularly vote away their own rights. I don't think they get just how horrendous slavery actually was. I don't think they've grasped how they treated our ancestors like less than animals, not even animals. Being treated like animals would have been a step up. And the wildest thing is all the things that we know is what is documented. There are so many horrors of slavery that died with our ancestors that we will never know about. What we do know is that they ate us, they skinned us and used it for purses and accessories. They raped the men to strip them of their masculinity and any pride that they had left, to break them down. And then they handed us a Bible and said, this is the only book that you're allowed to read. Why do you think that the slave masters would make it so that the enslaved people could only read the Bible? Use your brain now. And let's not forget the slave Bible, a Bible that was specifically for black enslaved people, full of verses that would encourage the enslaved people to remain enslaved. Do you know why the majority of Americans whose last name is Jefferson are black? Because Thomas Jefferson, a white slave owner, raped his slaves so much that he literally created a population of black people. Black Christians see slavery as mercy because they think that death is worse than bondage. They would rather be slaves than die. They didn't jump from the ships because they were lazy or because they didn't want to pick cotton. They knew their fate. They chose to die instead. When people say, we are not our ancestors, you're right, you're not, because you would have bent over and kissed Massa's ass. You know that old joke, why can't black people get anywhere? It's because they're too busy praying. Praying to the same God that sat back and watched our ancestors being shoved into boats and chains. The same God that sat back and watched our ancestors being raped and skinned and dismembered. I hope that someday in the future, I don't think I'll ever live to see it, but someday in the future, the black community leaves Christianity as a whole. One day our people will realize that we are God. We are in charge of our own destiny. We worship ourselves.